Hello everyone, I am Nadia Patel and welcome to my channel. So in today's video lecture I am going to try to explain you how to download and install MySQL Server. But directly going to the installation and download process, first thing which you should know is the configuration of your device. So let us go through the properties. The device I work on is Windows 7 Ultimate. It is having 4 GB RAM and its system type is that it is 64-bit operating system. So before downloading setups for any software, the first thing which you should know is your device properties, your device configuration. So my device is Windows 7 Ultimate and it is a 64-bit operating system. So I'll search for setups or softwares accordingly. If your device is Windows 8 or above, you should install softwares according to it. So this is my device configuration. Now let us go through a link from where you can download MySQL Server setup. So today's download of MySQL Server is going to be of 5.1.54. This is the server which we will require for our MySQL practicals, which is a very easy to install and use kind of a server. We are going to install a command line server where we are going to execute our MySQL commands step by step and go for execution. So this is the link. I'll try to put this link in the description box. In case you don't find it, write it down. Now I'll copy this link from here and paste it in my browser in the search tab. Now one thing which you should remember while going for any downloads on your device is do not forget to check or see for that HTTPS. That S denotes that it is a secured kind of a website. Do not visit harmful websites for downloads as it is going to cause malfunctions in your device. It will be normal in look and feel, but it might harm your device. So let us visit this site. Even before visiting this site, I'll recommend that go through your antivirus, what your antivirus is prompting, or if it is giving you that this is a harmful or malicious kind of a website, do not go for its download. Find for another one. One single search you can do is find for MySQL Server 5.14. From here you can type for your device configuration. My is Windows 7 64-bit. I'll search for that and you'll get a list of tabs from where, or a list of links from where you can download it. So this was a safe kind of website, so I have chosen this one. But if your antivirus prompts or gives you a message of it having a malicious content, do not visit and go for download. So here you'll get some list of downloads which is according to again the device configurations. You go for the free download. I have already downloaded it, so I'll not again download it. So you can click on this and the system or the setup will get downloaded on your device. I have already downloaded it and installed it. So let us go through how it looks. This is the installation setup which I have downloaded, and now let us go through the installation steps, which are again very easy. So capturing this in a video as installation was a bit difficult, so what I have done is I have gathered the screenshots so that it becomes easy for me to explain and easy for you to understand. So the first thing which you should do is, now again one more thing is kind of situation. Sometimes antivirus doesn't allow new installations. So while installing, do one thing. You can select your installation, right click and install it with. Now I have already installed, so it is not giving me that tab, you can open it with admin or run is the option. Run it as an administrator is a safe thing to do. Otherwise, sometimes antiviruses don't allow you for new installations. In such cases, for a while disable your antivirus, go for the installation, and again you can switch on your antivirus. So if in case it gives you a message that antivirus is not allowing this installation, you can do that. On my device it was not a problem, so I have directly installed it. I had double clicked on the installer, this window got prompted. I had clicked next, and after clicking next, the next window which appeared was this. Now when this window will appear, it asks you for the type of setup you want to install on your device. Click typical, or you can click complete. When you click complete, the complete setup gets installed. While my installation I had selected typical, I had again gone through one more installation where I had selected complete, and it was completely normal and similar. So you can click complete and then next. The next window which will get appeared is this one, and then you have to select install. After selecting install, the installation will begin. After installation process gets started, you will get this window. Again click next. Finally, one step of installation will get finished. So when you get this window, click on finish. After this, the next dialog box will open, and now you have to click next. After you click next, this window will appear. Now sometimes this window doesn't appear. So the case when this window will appear is that if you already have a MySQL server installed on your device, it will prompt this window to ask you to whether reconfigure the installation or remove some instances. Sometimes it gets prompted, sometimes it doesn't. If it gets prompted, do not forget to check or select reconfigure instance. After you reconfigure instance, click next. The next window which will appear is this. Now you have to select standard configuration and then click next. After this step, you will get an installation window like this. Here it will ask you for a Windows service, so check this box, select this checkbox, again select the next checkbox. Do not forget to select this checkbox, as we are going to run our commands in a command line fashion, so we will require this directory. So do not forget to select this checkbox and then click next. Finally, you will get a window where it will ask you a password. Now this is something which you will require every time you open your MySQL server. So do not forget to give a simple short kind of a password and remember it, or either write it down, because this is something which will require in the first step of starting your MySQL server. So write it down, remember it. Do not forget to keep it simple and short, and then click next. Once you click next, you will get this window. Now you have to select or click execute. Once you click execute, you will see that one by one the installation steps will get started and it will install. This is going to take a while, so give it all its time. Do not interrupt into the installation and click back or cancel. Let it take its own time. This installation doesn't take much of time. I think maximum 20 to 25 minutes are more than enough for this installation to get completed. So this is the last step of installation, and after this you'll just get a final window and just click finish. So as a sign of letting your device get a halt or a pause, sometimes the device itself asks to restart or shut down. So if it doesn't, no problem, but if you want, you can, after finishing the installation, restart your device and then check or follow the steps which I am going to show you now. Here the installation process gets completed. So this is the last step of installation, and here we complete it. Now let us actually check whether my installation, I have just installed MySQL server, removing the previous one after collecting all the pictures and creating this document. Now I am going to check whether the MySQL server has successfully got installed on my device or not. For that, select the start button. In the search tab, type MySQL. So here you can see the MySQL command line has got installed successfully. Let us check whether it is working or not. I am selecting it. Now it is asking me for the password which I gave during the installation. So the password which I gave was system. Let us check and enter. Okay, so once you get this message and the MySQL prompt is visible on your screen, this is an indication that the setup has got installed successfully. This is the MySQL prompt. It is known as the MySQL prompt. So before, or you can say after this prompt, in front of this prompt, we are going to type all our commands and execute them. So let us go through the first command. I'll just quickly run some of the commands. Show databases. This command is used to check the databases present in your MySQL server. So these are the databases which are currently present in the server. Now let us use one of the database. I'm using my database. So okay, now let us check what tables it is having. So it is having some set of tables. Now let us quickly create a table. Maybe student info. I'll simply add some columns because I'm just curious to check whether it is working or not. So I'll just add some of them quickly. I'm making use of different data types here, possible ones. So yes, I think this is enough for me. But as I'm just checking whether the setup is working or not, I'll add one primary key. So these are the columns I want. I've completed all my columns. I'm giving a comma, space. I'm defining my primary key on the roll numbers column which is present here. Let us check. Fingers crossed. Okay, yeah, the table has got created. Now let us describe this table. Okay, so this is the table definition which I have found. I can see all my columns. I can see the respective data types. I can see my primary key got attached or got defined. It is not allowing null. The default value which will get inserted is 0. Now let us create one more table quickly. Maybe table result. We are just checking our setup and its installation, so I'm just going to be quick. add a percentage column. Now if you check, I am not repeating much of the columns because I want to go through the working of primary key and foreign key, or you can say the parent and child concept. So only one information, which is the roll number, I am just putting it in the child table and no other information, because I want to check the working quickly. Grade space Workare 25. Okay, so these are the tables also. So these are the columns I want. I'll finish my column definition space. Now I will define my foreign key. So foreign key I'll apply on the roll number column of this table, which is going to reference, or which is going to refer the parent table, which is student info, and inside the parent table it is going to refer the roll number column. So let me go through the command fields. Okay, foreign key on the roll number column. The parent table or the primary table is already having a primary key, so I am putting a reference of this roll number to this roll. So both the columns I have specified the table. Now let me complete this command with bracket and a semicolon and enter. Okay, it has got created. Now let us describe the results table. Yes, now this is the table definition, and here you can see MUL, that is multiple, that is it is having a key reference to its parent. This is the child table definition and this is the parent table definition. Now quickly insert some records into the first table, which is student info values. So the columns are ID, roll number, name and city. So ID 1, roll number is going to be 101, name I'll just Miley Jones. I'm just putting random values. Let us check whether this works. Okay, one row got inserted. I'll quickly add the another value 2 for second. Okay, one more value 3 for 103. City will give the same and enter. Now let us check whether all the records have got inserted successfully or not. Okay, so these are my primary or my parent table records. Now I will insert some records in the student result table. So first record I will insert is for 1, and for roll number, let me put screen to a visible position. Yeah, so roll number 101. Now this table only is going to accept percentage and grade. So percentage I am giving maybe 75, grade will be A plus, and enter. So this row got inserted. Now I'll insert a second record for our second student whose roll number is 102. His marks are 50. So let us give him B grade. Okay, now check. Now I'm inserting a value which is ID 3, but the roll number is 105 and his marks are probably maybe 70. His grade is A. Now this record, this 105 roll number, is not present in our primary key table. Let us check whether it is going to accept it or not, because the basic rule of primary key and foreign key is if you're adding a reference in two tables, the primary key table or the parent table should have the record present, and then you can add a child record inside your foreign key table. So this definition is not present, this record is not present in our primary key table. Still I am inserting it. Yes, it has given us a foreign key constraint error. You are not allowed to add the records which are not present or are not having any definition in your primary key table. Now let us just select the records from our result table. Okay, so the setup has got installed successfully. We have learned how to download it. We have found some tips while downloading. The installation is okay, the setup is working properly, and quickly I have demonstrated the use of primary key and foreign key. So this was all about today's video lecture. I hope you liked it. I have tried to keep it simple so it is easy to understand. So go through it, and thank you so much for watching.